This conference will now be recorded.
Right. So yesterday we have gone through the complete data types, right? And we have started field, field properties, and followed by field types. So field properties is nothing but display name, schema name, and searchable requirement, all these things, which we might have to come back multiple times with the different topics. But field type is an important thing for interview and as well as when you are designing something. Okay, so that's how when you're designing some functionality, these calculated and roll-up fields will help you to work on it. Okay, now let's see what exactly a calculated field. So before we are going to discuss about the calculated field, I'll give one a calculation formula which we can see in the real-time scenario. Let's see how to achieve that one. Okay, let's say discharge amount of the patient equal to, okay, so like discharge amount means what is the total amount that patient has to pay. Remember that one. Okay, so what are the things would be there? Let's take a like at the ground level what is there in the real time scenarios. Don't think about okay, this fees, that fees, forget about that. Let's take a simple calculation how a discharge amount can be calculated. First thing, let's say registration fees, okay, plus doctor fees, plus, right, and followed by let's say like how many hours he has spent in the hospital. For example, if you take any small or super specialty hospital, they'll go with how many days he has spent, right? Now a corporate hospital, they charge for you based on hours as well. Okay, so let's say today someone has admitted at 2 o'clock in the evening, right? Now they recharged next day. uh, Maybe there is a purpose of like admitting in the testing purpose or someone else. Okay, so it's not like they cannot calculate days. Like you started your day at evening and tomorrow you just discharged at morning time, right? There is a like lag when you are taking a days. Now for this one they will go for hours, so that whatever the amount, it's a 150 rupees or 1000 rupees, forget about that, but we are going to charge for hours, right, spent in the hospital, right? And which multiplies with some fixed value, let's say 200 rupees per hour. Okay, and you can extend this formula. Okay, right now what I'm trying to do, I'm just keeping aside this formula. Right now we can enhance this formula whenever we want. Okay, so I have some intention to make this formula. I will let you know at the end of this topic. Okay, so I would like to achieve without coding, without any kind of automated process. So simply with the configuration, I would like to achieve this formula. Okay, let's see. Now let's understand calculated field. So yesterday we have discussed about it is going to deals with the current entity and the parent entity data. Now let's go and see how the configuration looks like. Now same, I'm just recapping. So I went to advanced settings. I came to the settings module and I go to the solution and I open the respective solution to save the time. Okay, right. Now, before we are going to implement this formula, I would like to create couple of fields in different entities. One is fees on the doctor entity. Okay, let's see. let's say fees, and this would be a currency and it should not be negative value, and let's take a 2, or you can put 0 also. I don't want to put any kind of precision, you can just take that one. So we have created one field on the doctor entity. Right. So let's update the form of the field, sorry, form of the doctor entity. Now you see, like whenever we are going with understanding of the requirement, we are enhancing the fields list, right? Now subsequently we are selecting the specific data type, depends on the nature of the data or depends of the type of the data. Okay, so I'm going to add a fees here. See, the first time we have added a currency field, that's why you can see exchange rate and currency two are available. Okay, I'm not going to add those things, I will just add only fees. Let's put the fees first, then availability. Save, save and close, and I'll come to again patient entity now. See, whatever I'm creating with a specific purpose, that is the project which you need to understand. Okay, doctor will charge a fees, and for that implementation, what we have taken a currency as a data type and field. Remember that, that is the project implementation. Now I'm going to create a new field which is the whole number, right? And it should be no negative, nothing but hours spent in the hospital. Okay, right. Now save and close. Now we have created one field, and now I'm going to create one more field, which is a field type as calculated field. Okay, let's see. That is nothing but discharge amount. Now I'm going to select it as a currency, and remember, different types you will be having a let's say single line of text, you can see only calculated. Okay, if you are going with currency, you can see roll up also. Okay, based on the data type, the field types also will be enabled. First understand what is the field type, then we can apply where it will be applicable. Okay, now I have selected a currency as a field data type, and it should not be less than 0 because there won't be a minus values for discharge amount. Coming to field type, now I'm going to select it as a calculated field. Let's take a precision also 2. Now you see, there are two ways. When you click on this one edit button, there is a background formula that you need to configure, or else you save this one, then after you do it. Okay, whenever you click on this one, the field will be created and the formula window is going to open for you. Okay, let's open this. What we have done, we have created a currency field and we have selected field type as calculated. Now you see, there is a concept called if else clause. So this will be available on the calculated field type. Okay, what does it mean? It means you will be having a specific condition and followed by action. Okay, so in this condition, generally you need to specify what type of condition you are going to set it. So if you go to advanced find, Let me open the advanced find. I'll show you what type of condition you can set it. See, the one which you are seeing here is a doctor entity, and you see here, these are the fields which you can make a different type of condition. For example, let's say fees is greater than 1200 result. You might have a records, you might not have a records. This is how you can set the condition for a specific entity. Okay, now you can use the specific fields and so set the conditions. The similar way, in the field calculated field concept also, you have a condition concept. Now I'm going to add a condition. Now which entity you are targeting first? Okay, you cannot sort calculated fields that use a logical or related records. Forget about this. Now you see there is a current entity and parent entity. Remember this one. In the condition, you can use current entity and parent entity fields as well to set the condition criteria. Now I'm going to use only current entity field. Okay. Now what we have done, we have created a one field called spent hours, right? Now I'll take this as a condition and it contains data, because once how many hours he has spent in the hospital, then only I would like to calculate some whatever the action is there. Okay, I'll click on yes. If you want to add some more else condition also, you can add. You see, you can add n number of condition up to 10. Okay, so you can add if and else, if and else. Okay, if you're not like technical person, or you have not seen if and else class, so I'll just show you one image which let me go through that image which I have taken. Yeah, right. Copy. You see a simplest condition concept. This is like a condition box. If it is a yes, do this one. No, check again. This like a if, else, if, else, if, else. This we call it as a conditional statement or if else clause concept. Okay, so you can just understand this one, and you can relate that functionality in the if else clause here. It's just straightforward to configure the if condition, and if this condition is satisfied, then you can go ahead and do some action. Now you see here there is a one more concept, like you can add a multiple conditions. Let's say I'm going to use and or. You have a and or. If it is a and, two condition must be satisfied. If it is a or, either one condition should be added. Okay. Now I'll take a parent entity data here, and which field I would like to take a currency field, or sorry, piece data contains done. You see what I have done? I have used the spent hours data and as well as doctor fees data as well. Those two must be available. Then only do this operation. If either of the one is not available, my condition is not going to satisfied, and this will not execute this action. Okay, right. So now let's go to implement the action. Now this is the formula bar, we can say formula bar or action bar. What you are trying to do is all the time you are trying to set the field which you have created for this calculated type. So if it is a text field, I'll just simply put like okay, hello world. right? If it is a Boolean, I'll put it as a yes. If it is a option set, I'll select that specific option. And if it is a numeric number, I'll put some number or I'll frame some formula. Okay. Let me understand let you understand what is the formula means. Let's say A equal to 10, B equal to 20, C equal to 30. Okay. Now I have defined three values. Now if I want to set a C as a output value for this one, I'll simply go ahead and put the 30 as a value. It's like a hard coded value. But I want to implement some kind of dynamic concept. For this one, what I'll do, A plus B. Now in this situation, whenever the value change, let's say it will be 100. Now C value will be 120. Now if it is gone to 200, it will be 300. The similar way, you will never hard code any kind of data here. You will try to put some kind of formula configuration. Now, what is that formula? Discharge amount equal to registration fees. What is the registration fees? So let's hard code some value right now. Let's say hospital management, they fixed it 150 is a hard code, sorry, registration fees is a fixed one. There won't be any change. Plus, okay. Now, what is the next formula? Doctor fees. Now you see how to get the doctor fees field. Okay, let's type doctor. You see there is a doctor lookup field came. Once you type the doctor field, you put the dot. Now it will show you the doctor field, doctor entity field information, which you can use it for a numeric purpose or any purpose. Now I'll select the fees. Now what is the next thing? Plus. Again I'll put some bracket. Now what is the hour spent? It would be this value. And what is the multiplication? With the 200. Done. Okay. So this is how you can configure the formulas. Just a second. Sorry. Right. Now in the condition also you can use current entity field and as well as parent entity field. In the action also you can do hard coded values. You can use the parent entity fields. You can use the formula like a BODMAS rule and current entity field. This is how you can make the things very like straightforward formula configuration. Are you guys following?
Yes, sir.
Right. So once the formula configuration is done, you can just save. So this will be set in the background as a formula for that field. Okay, you're just simply setting your field with a proper formula. Okay, save and close, and I'm going to close this window. Now this field will have a certain formula in the background, so that we consider as a field type as a calculated field. Okay, so save and close. Now I would like to add this on the form. So we are just using the contact form. Let's use the same form to update this. Now instead of going to like use this one, what I'll do, I'll just simply remove this. Just try to understand what I'm trying to do. Now I'll change the name of this one. So let's say commercial. Okay, so label done. Okay, I have changed the name of this section, and I would like to add doctor here, and followed by the fields which we have added: a discharge amount, our percent. Okay, so that's the only thing that we have added right now. Save. Now what I'll do, we have touched two entity data, and I would like to do the publish customizations all. It might take some time, but spare with me. Come on. Hmm. Right. So let's check on the front end side how it looks like. So far you have seen how to configure the calculated field. Now how it is going to trigger, that you need to understand right now. Okay. Now I'll go to, say, one of this guy. Now you see what we have done. We have arranged in a such a way that all the things will be grouped in this one. This we call as a section update. We'll talk about this one later. We have a separate topic. Now let me go. Uh, Let me add a 1200 rupees. Save and close this guy. Now I'll add, let's say, 12 hours he has spent. You see, save. Right. Now you see, if I have added doctor, and if I add two data and saved, then only the discharge amount is calculated. Okay. If I remove this one and try to save this, you see the value will be removed, because in this field calculation there is a field which is used for that. Okay. Or suppose any of this one, let's say Ravi Kumar, and if I remove this, let's see. So this one also we have added one of the condition, that's why it is not available. Okay. So in both scenarios only, if it is satisfied, then only the value will be calculated. Right. Now for example, so that's how, like, whenever you add those components or those two data elements in the record, then only this discharge amount is going to be calculated based on the condition that you have set. Okay. And when it is calculating, right now I'm just going to change it to 12. Is it updated? No. You see, there is a unsaved. Only when I save this record, which means that when I update this functionality, it is going to populate. Let's work with a new record. And save it. No, because there is no values. Let's create. Let's add either of the value. See, we have already seen. What I'll do, I'll add this value. Save. So eventually, when you are saving the data, then only calculated fields will be updated. Okay, remember this one. On save of the record, only the calculated fields will update. Okay, this is a one important thing which you need to understand. And the thing which we have already discussed, current entity, parent entity with proper formula setting. Okay, any doubts so far? Shall I take it as no doubts? Okay, so I'll consider as a no doubts. Now coming to a roll up field. So we have discussed about this one as it will work with child entity data and followed by the specific aggregate functions only. Now let's see. We have already created one field called report fees in the report document entity, which is a child entity for patient. Now, if I want to calculate sum of all the patient entity data, sum of all the report documents of the patient entity. Now let's see how to do that. I'll create a new field. Well, a report amount. Now I'll go with the currency field. Stick to. Now you need to select it as a roll up field. Edit. Similar kind of thing, but a little bit different things. Right. Now you see a similar kind of thing, but it has a little bit different. You need to select which entity you are targeting as a child entity. So let me take a screenshot of this, so that you will have a clarity when you are preparing. Okay, this is how. Now first I need to set a related entity. We are targeting for report document. Where is that? See, you have a two types of field we have created. That's why it is showing two, but I'll select it as a patient. Okay, done. Do you want to put any kind of condition for this one? Yes, I would like to have a condition only which contains the fees, or which contain report type is equal to commercial. Then only retrieve that specific reports. Now add the aggregate function. You have a sum, max, min, average. Let's calculate the sum of report fees. You see, whenever you select something, the specific field only displays here. which is like a currency field. Okay, done. Okay, now save this one. So there is a below some text is there. I'll just copy and we'll talk about this one little bit in the moment. Right, I'll keep it aside. Now let's save and close. Come back here. So we have saved. Again, open the form. Open the contact form. Right. What I'll do, I'll add that field to total report amount to in the below. Save. Publish. Okay. Now you see, so there is no data for this one. That's why you do not have a calculated concept. What I'll do, I'll add, let's see, couple of reports. Let's say CBP, and it is a commercial 1200 7 plus. One more thing, X-ray, and this is also one of the commercial. Let me put non-commercial because you have set condition, right? Though it is non-commercial, I'm just adding some value 120 7 plus, and let's take PRC. What do we call PRC or something, whatever it is there. Let's take a commercial, some 1000 rupees. Okay, 7 plus. Right? Can I see the data is updated or not? No, it is not updated. How it is going to be triggered and how it will be updated? Okay, you see the text below. The mass calculate the contact dot specific field. Mass calculation job will automatically be scheduled to run approximately 12 hours from the time that the roller field is saved. If you need to change the time when it is run, a system administrator can access this job from the recurring system jobs view and change the time. If you want to change that one, we can do that one in the administration section. We will see that later. But there is a job is going to run for every 12 hours and it will update the data. Okay, that is automatic. And there is a one more thing that you can update with a manually. You see here there is a symbol or there is a button. Whenever you click on this one, there is a recalculate button is there. Whenever you click on this one, you'll see the button is updated. The button triggered and it updated the amount. 1200 and 1000 rupees. There is a two reports which is type as commercial. Right? Now let's change one more X-ray as also commercial. Save. If you want to see the output, you have to wait till 12 hours. Maybe tomorrow you can see the data when it is updated. If you do not have a patience, just go ahead and recalculate. You see 140 also or 120 also updated. Okay. This is how you will be able to work with a roll-up fields. Okay. Any questions so far? Are we clear? And if you want to see the system jobs for roll-ups, I'll just show you in the system jobs. Go to settings, settings module, system jobs, and you can see there are different calculated fields are available in different entities. For every field, there will be a one job which is going to trigger. That depends on the field creation. You see here, this is on project team entity. Okay, this is on quotation entity, and this is on sales order, a project entity. Okay, so like this, you'll be having a different uh, fields will be there in different entities. For every field, there will be a one job will be triggered, and it will update the data. Okay, right. So that's about a topic related to fields. Okay, I'll take it as completed. Coming to next topic, forms. Okay, so we will discuss this one in the uh, maybe next class, not right now, Monday. So I want some kind of a break for you guys and for me as well. I have some personal work tomorrow, so I'm just stopping the recording.